Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Know and Believe God's Word. So you're for the start of reading this book titled, So You're Thinking About Going to Seminary. It talks about choosing the right seminary, discerning if seminary is right for you, exploring degree options, making the most of your education, what to expect, how to pay for it, and career paths. And on the back it says, I think I want to go to seminary, but is it right for me? If you or someone you know is asking that kind of question, this book is for you. A true insider, Derek Cooper, writes for anyone considering or starting seminary. He explains what seminary is, how seminary can provide the right training for different kinds of ministry, the practical aspects of going to seminary, money, location, theological affiliation, and etc. How much time seminary takes, what classes are like, and what the different degrees entail. The only book of its kind, this engaging and user-friendly guide helps both prospective and beginning students make wise choices and know what to expect as they begin this life-changing experience. And we see that Derek Cooper has his PhD from Lutheran Theological Seminary, and he's the professor of New Testament at Biblical Seminary. And over his educational career, he has attended classes at 6 different seminaries. And now I'm gonna show y'all the different chapters that the chapters talk about within this book. So we look at the table of contents. In part 1, it talks about orientation to seminary. And chapter 1 talks about learning about seminary. Chapter 2 talks about different names of seminary and professional education. Chapter 3 talks about discovering whether seminary is right for you. Then we go to part 2, things to consider before seminary. Chapter 4 talks about theological affiliations, traditions, and denominations. Chapter 5 talks about the outside of seminary. Chapter 6 talks about the inside of seminary. Chapter 7 talks about financing your seminary education. Chapter 8 talks about steps toward finding and applying to the right seminary. Part 3, things to consider during seminary. Chapter 9 talks about managing your time, maintaining your faith, and adjusting to your new life. Chapter 10 talks about technology and classroom instruction at seminary. Chapter 11 talks about coursework and classes, biblical studies, and systematic theology. Chapter 12 talks about coursework and classes, church history, and practical theology. Chapter 13 talks about different degrees of seminary, the basic programs. Chapter 14 talks about different degrees of seminary, advanced programs. And then we got part 4, post-seminary things to consider while in seminary. Chapter 15 talks about careers requiring ordination or licensure. That's when you're going into ministry. Chapter 16 talks about careers not requiring certification. And then we got the appendixes, general things to consider about seminary. It talks about seminary past and present, seminary checklist, glossary of theological terms, and bibliography. So there you have it. Once again, I'm going to start reading this book by Derek Cooper titled, So You're Thinking About Going to Seminary, An Insider's Guide, written by Derek Cooper, who has in his life attended 6 different seminaries. And yes, I'm thinking about the reason I'm going to read this book, because I'm considering going to seminary. Lord willing, I would like to attend either Phoenix Seminary or either Reformed Theological Seminary. Well, there you have it for this video. And until the next video, God bless.